stuff. I have this box from Big Bad Toy Store. There might be a little bit of classified figures and even a stormtrooper, which I'm pretty excited about. Not just any old stormtrooper though. Oh yeah, we have an Incinerator Trooper in this bad boy. Yep, I'm all Nostradamus-y and stuff. These are the three figures that showed up in the Big Bad Toy Store brown box. The pile of loot, as the kids say, or as Big Bad Toy Store says. So, let's talk about them. First up is a figure that everyone who wanted him has him and got him last year, except for me, the Star Wars Black Series Incinerator Trooper. Now, there's not much to say here. He's a Star Wars Stormtrooper mold overall. He's got the pauldrons over him, the Black Series mold, I'm sorry. He's got the pauldrons. He's got this sweet little pack and everything, little gas or whatever, so he can spit out fire with his huge flamethrower. I like figures like this. I'm not a big Black Series guy. I do get the troops from time to time. I really like their Stormtrooper, like I said, so sometimes I'll pick up a variant. And this one is just really cool. Now, from a photographer's point of view, we have fire. And that fire is really cool. One thing I would say that I wish that all Hasbro figures would come with a little more for me to get a little more excited about their lines are more hands. You can see this hand under here. Try to focus a little better, maybe get a little more light somehow. This hand here is the same kind of hand. It's just kind of a holding hand. What it would be nice, or it would be nice, if it were more, kind of more of a splayed out hand, so it could hold up the flamethrower. That would make me excited. Honestly, that's probably what keeps this figure from being something that I would consider absolutely perfect, is the fact that instead of having one of those hands, he came with this hand. Now, in an ideal world, he would have come with both, and suddenly this trooper would have been just ridiculously awesome. Just one splayed out hand, one gripping hand in case you want to make him left-handed, and he would have been perfect. Either way, I really do dig this guy, and believe me, you'll be seeing pics with him. Good times, good figure. Here's another one that the whole world seems to have, but I've been waiting for, the G.I. Joe Classified Series Alley Viper. And here's where Hasbro gets things right. Now, with G.I. Joe, they still only provide one set of hands. What would make this line absolutely perfect, and might even rival the fact that I think Mafex is producing my favorite figures right now, is if they just gave these guys two more sets of hands. If they each got fists, and if they each got more open hands for holding the weapons. That would be it. And suddenly I'd just be like, holy crap, Hasbro is making the best figures on the market. Okay, maybe not. Maybe Mafex would still win. But that would go a long way towards being able to do a whole lot more with these figures photography-wise. But what they do right is give a lot of them a lot of weapons. So it still gives them a lot more posing options, I suppose, for picks. You can see here, any fan of the original Alley Viper sees he's got the knife sheath up here. He has the knife sheath right here on his arm. You can see the knife right there. It's removable. And again, anybody who wants to know about this guy has probably already seen reviews, but hey, he's new to me, so game on. This gun is the same type of gun that he came with when it came to the original version. This shield is insane and awesome. The helmet nails that old school look. Again, I'm not the guy who needs things to be all 80s all the time, but I will say there is something about the Cobra designs that it's almost like they could be made in any decade and they'd be okay. He's got the same pistol that you see in most G.I. Joes. I won't even pull that out, but you know the one. And then he's got his backpack. And I know I've seen people kind of ask this question about this weapon, so let's zoom in here. He's got this backpack, and then right there, he's got the same old gun, the same old look he came with way back when. And the way it connects here to the backpack is just this little tiny knob that's on the backpack. You put the trigger guard over that knob, and everything slots in just fine. The one problem I had with him was fitting the little crossbow looking deal here. Fitting that inside there, that's a really tight fit, so I'm a little nervous about pulling it out. It just might not happen. Plus, I don't know why I would, because it just looks really sweet there. But yeah, because of all the things this guy came with, he just ends up being one of my absolute, a little too much zooming out there. He ends up being just a really great figure that I'm a huge fan of. I mean, you can't really say enough about what Classified is doing when you compare it to most other Hasbro lines. And I know, that sounds like me being a jerk, but hey, I'm good with it. And I almost forgot because I'm just so darn silly. He also comes with this gun, which I believe is new to the Alley Viper. I probably should have read a little bit or at least looked at pictures on yojo.com. In fact, now that I'm thinking about it, I'm not sure what's on his backpack was even originally a gun. I don't remember. But anyway, here's this bad boy. Just a sweet little submachine gun looking deal. It even has the old clip you can pull out of there. Pretty good stuff. And again, I'm not the guy that is the big time reviewer on articulation. Chances are, if I got the figure, it better be articulated really well because I need it to do that for poses. I'm going to be the guy that's going to give you the review based more on what I feel it can do photographically than anything else. So that's why you're not seeing me just messing with a figure like mad. Anywho, that's it for this gun, which got way more attention than it probably should have. And now, last but not least, we have the figure that ended up being my very favorite of the three that showed up in the whole BBTS box. Folks, we have the G.I. Joe Classified Series Bat. Again, you've all probably seen reviews if you're watching this channel, so I'm kind of late to the party, but hey, things don't show up around me, so I have to wait on the pre-orders. This thing is sweet. Now, I will say, again, I'm not all 80s all the time, but it is nicer when you take off this cover. Let's see here. And you've got that right in the middle. And the reason it's nicer is just that little pop of color. But I listened to what the designers said about why they did it this way, and I can get behind that. I thought that was pretty cool. This is like the clean one where it's like the bat is showing up for battle, just coming straight off the assembly line. And then you've got this one that is, hey, the Joe showed up and, well, they're shooting at the bat a lot and trying to break him down. And then, of course, you've got just the good old... Did you catch that? I tried to touch the bat to focus him instead of the camera. Anyway, then you've got just this piece because the Joe's busted through the shield, as it were. So I like the thought that they put into these figures. I think that's very cool. I also, obviously, think the bat is very cool. I love this head. It calls back to, I think it was the 25th anniversary. It was either that or it was, let's see, or it was 30th. I'm pretty sure it was the 25th anniversary. But you got a beat up bat head here, which I'm not showing too well with the lights. Let's try and make that adjustment. There we go. Yeah, that is way too cool. Way too cool. I love that you can just shoot up your bat and make them look however you want. All kinds of damage there. And of course, you've got the old bat hand. That's pretty sweet, but it's just a hand. Nothing too crazy. Where this guy really shines is where he shined way back in 1986. The whole claw hand. Then the other accessories that you can attach to his backpack. You've got... Come on out. Fighting this stuff on camera is no fun. Anybody got any good jokes while I do this? Because you might need to tell it to yourself. Oh my goodness, apparently I've gotten that in really well. So that's something else. The backpack fits a lot better into his back than it has been on the classified figures. And these pieces fit really well. This, I'm not even sure exactly what they were going for. It seems like it could shoot out something maybe liquidy, like we're going to fire acid out of our bat. I don't know where the tank would be, but hey, acid, why not? But it's just another hand attachment. And then you've got this bad boy, and there's your flamethrower. That's purty. Real purty. And I don't know, I should probably try the Incinerator Trooper on this. In fact, I'm going to cut away real quick and give that a shot and see what we get. Okay, it sort of works. If you have the Incinerator Trooper and you know that there's a little kind of groove, see what I mean by sort of? But there's this little tiny groove here that fits between, let's see, there it is. Can't really tell so much, I suppose, if you don't have them. But this here, if you put this little part that's sticking up to the left or the right of this underside piece on the flamethrower, just to the left or just to the right, it'll kind of hold for photos. Not something I'd really think is something that you need to worry too much about. But it does sort of work as the camera gets jumpy. Anywho, that feels like I wasted my time, and possibly yours, but that's what we've got. So to change the hand placement or the hand attachments, it's fairly easy. He says as he tries to break things. Just pull that. See the little hole right there? And the little nub right there. Bam, now you've got your flamethrower. Oh, that bat is such a mean dude with the flamethrower and all that stuff. But yeah, this guy is really sweet. And I'm not too worried, you know, where I said before how I wish G.I. Joe would come with a ton of hand attachments. Yeah, they'd be great for the bat as well, but he's a robot, so he's got all these other accessories, and he doesn't really need to work like we do. So I just think that he is probably about as perfect a classified release as there is. And I don't like saying that about stuff because then I just sound like everybody else. But hey, if the flamethrower fits. Anyway, that's it for the bat. And now to end the video, and by the way, what you just saw move there was the cat's tail. She was chilling. Cats these days. Anywho, to end the video, these are all the figures I've gotten that would be a part of the class of 2022. Obviously, the Incinerator Trooper came out last year. I got a Batman Hush from Mafex that's in the black cape, who also came out last year, so they don't count. But these guys, these are all 2022 releases, and man, oh man, it's a good year. I really like Boba Fett. I think Fugitoid's great. Mando, it took some work to get him to where I liked him, but I'm really a big fan of that Mando, and I know that a lot of people aren't, but hey, I really like him. In fact, I would say right now, my top figures, the only one, not necessarily in order, I would say my figure of the year so far is Bumblebee right there. I love that figure. It moves so well, and yes, it's a Transformer that doesn't transform, but I had some Studio Series figures last year, and I realized I never transformed those guys anyway, so why would I worry about that? So yeah, Bumblebee's awesome. I'm a huge fan. And next, I don't know. I would say my favorite figures right now in this group are probably Bumblebee, Mando, and the Bat. Honestly, and the Bat to be that high up there when he's a $25 figure, when Bumblebee's a $60 figure, and with Mando is, well, I don't know the original price. I didn't pay the original price, sadly. But for the Bat to even be in contention is pretty impressive. That's how much I dig that figure. So in the near future, I'll be getting Luke Skywalker from SHF. He should show up this week. I'm guessing the next figures I'll be getting are probably the Cobra Officer, Stormtrooper, Spirit, possibly Crocmaster, the 3-0 Optimus Prime to go with Bumblebee, the MDLX version, and possibly, depending on how Mayfax does this, the Jean Grey from their X-Men line. So then things will start to fill out a bit more. I'll have a bit more of an idea of what I'm really digging for 2022. But that's it for this one, folks. Hope everybody's having fun. Don't forget, I'll put a link to the Bat, the Incinerator Trooper, and the Alley Viper in the description below. So if you want them, go for them. And if you don't want them, click those links and buy something else anyway. It helps out the channel. And, well, hey, I appreciate it. And it's really all about my appreciation, right? Not really at all. So leave a comment. Tell me what you're digging this year. Tell me what you think of the Alley Viper and the Bat. And, of course, the Incinerator Trooper, because this covered him, too. And leave a like. Leave a dislike. That even helps the algorithm. Subscribe. And, hey, have fun. And happy snapping. See ya.